If you watch me on YouTube, there's every chance you've come across the Reddit forum, which is pokeinvesting. I think it's got very close to about 70,000 active members now. I remember joining up to that Reddit forum when it was sitting around 500 or 600 members. And, credit to the guys that run it. I don't know them. I've never spoken to them. I don't imagine they get any monetary reward from being a moderator of a Reddit forum. But hats off to you guys or girls. Like I said, never met you, but hats off to you guys or girls that do it. So that's what today's video is all about, is the pokeinvesting Reddit forum. No one's reached out to me. I'm not spruiking it. I just thought I'd talk through it because generally, like I was saying, if you're watching me, you're probably somewhere along the lines Googled Pokemon investing. And maybe you've come across this forum. Maybe you're a member of it. Maybe you post on there quite regularly. I just wanted to show you some of the content that you're very likely to come across on there and also give my 2 cents worth about it. Now, before we jump into it, if you haven't subscribed, please do so. If you want to share the content around, even on the Reddit forum, by all means do so. It means a lot. And if you want to become a channel member, you can certainly do that. You just join up at the homepage and you can shoot me an email asking some personalized questions. Anyway, on to the topic at hand, the Reddit forum. Pokeinvesting. Here's some things I thought you're going to come across. So one, a lot of times people post on market data. Here's one, of course, the Evolving Skies booster box selling now in the $750 US mark. We've talked about this before. I've said heaps of times, and it's probably the most common email I've been getting over the last 3 months. And that email is, should I buy an Evolving Skies booster box? Should I buy it at $450 US? Should I buy it at $550 US? Should I buy it at $650 US? And every single time I've had the same answer. It ain't getting any cheaper. If you want to buy it, buy it. It's like real estate. Yes, it goes up and down, but if you're playing the long game, okay, the best time to buy real estate is yesterday. The best time to buy an Evolving Skies booster box was yesterday. It ain't getting any cheaper. Is it a good investment now? Have you missed the boat? Is it going to go to places like Team Up's going? I mean, they're all big questions that I'm probably not going to get into in this video. I've done lots of videos on Evolving Skies, but I just wanted to point out these are, the sort of topics that will be addressed on the pokeinvesting forum. And Evolving Skies going to 750 is a massive one. This box isn't slowing down. I checked eBay Australia this morning for all us Aussie viewers, all my Aussie viewers, and go the Aussies in the cricket. Another test win against New Zealand. If there's any New Zealanders watching this, which I don't know if there is, but if there is, sorry guys, we have a very friendly rivalry, Australia and New Zealand across the ditch there, but go Aussies in the cricket, unstoppable. UK, can't beat us. England, you can't beat us. India, can't beat us, sorry. We are the #1 cricket team. So anyway, back on topic. I checked eBay Australia this morning and there was literally, I think the cheapest listing, buy it now, was like 950 or 990 Australian dollars. In the coming weeks, there won't be a listing below 1,000 Australian dollars. By the end of the year, there won't be a listing in US dollars below 1,000. That's my prediction. So Evolving Skies, bonkers, hey. Deserves it. Pull rates are awful, but deserves it. On Evolving Skies, this is another one I found on the Reddit sub forum. Look at this, 100 packs. This just shows you the pain of opening Evolving Skies sometimes. 100 packs, loose packs of Evolving Skies open, and these are the hits. Get your box sealed. That is it's like Fight Club. What's the #1 rule of Fight Club? What's the #1 rule of sealed Pokemon investing? Keep it sealed. Don't open it. Just no, don't do it. Another sort of post you'll come across. There's heaps of these. And I can't remember if I blurred out the names, and I tried to blur out the names. I'm not having a go at anyone. I'm just grabbing content off here. I'm not picking on anyone, of course. So if your name does show up, and I wasn't able to blur it out, I apologize. I'm not picking on you. But this is another common post. Here's a bunch of old cards that I found in the garage or in my old binder in an attic, in my parents' house. Are they worth anything? And it's funny because it's always like banger hits, isn't it? It's like, I've got a Fireworks reverse holo Charizard from Legendary Collection. I've got a Shining Gyarados. I've got a Gold Star Mewtwo. Like, look at all these. I've got, heaps of EX Team Rocket Returns cards. I've got heaps of, first edition Jungle Holos, Jolteon, Flareon, Vaporeon. Here's a first edition Dark Charizard holo. It's funny, it's always just absolute bangers that happen to get found. It just shows how many Wizards of the Coast cards were printed. And I'm not going to have any go at this person, like I said, but it just shows how many Wizards of the Coast cards just get found randomly on the daily. So you will see a lot of those sort of posts on there. Next one I wanted to show you is a lot of people post up their collections. A lot of people go, hey, look at my sealed collection or look at my singles collection. And you'll see things like people giving advice, and people might do multiple posts. So 6 months ago, here was my collection, and here it is now. Again, it is an investing forum, so I've read through the moderation rules, and you're supposed to put pricing on there so people can go, oh, okay, he's picked this up for this price. But sometimes it is cool to show off a collection. I'm sure there's other forums on Reddit for that, just people showing off their Pokemon card collections. But it is sometimes cool to see it on an investing forum. Another thing you'll quite often see is ripped sealed product and people asking advice on it. Like, here's my Evolving Skies booster box, there's a slight tear in it. Here's my XY Evolutions Charizard Elite Trainer box, and here's a slight rip in the plastic. Is it worth less? And the short answer, unfortunately, is yes, it is worth less than one in perfect, intact condition. If someone's going to open that in the future, as in you were a streamer and you were buying it to open and rip, you probably couldn't care less. But for most sealed products, one of the main things that happens to them, as you well know if you watch this channel on the regular, is that condition is really important, because a lot of people that buy them just buy them for collection purposes. A lot of people aren't buying them to rip. A lot of people are buying them to have as part of their collection. A lot of people backtrack 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 10 years, even back generations or eras of Pokemon cards to pick up old booster boxes or old Elite Trainer boxes. And if you're in that position as a sealed collector, and let's talk a set like, I don't know, Sun and Moon base for argument's sake. Let's say you're backtracking all the way back to Sun and Moon base, and there's 2 booster boxes for sale. One for 300 Australia. I don't even know what they're going for. Let's say 270 US dollars. I'm guessing that's where they're sitting at. No clue. Let's say 270 US dollars for a mint condition. Plastic's perfect. Seal's good. The box, it's not bent in or anything inside the seal. And then there's another one for 220 US dollars, but there's a slight rip in the plastic and the box is bent in a little bit. As a sealed investor / collector, the thing you're going to focus on is the condition. You are going to be more than happy to pay an extra 50 US dollars to pick up the mint condition box than you are the damaged box. And therefore, demand or more demand shifts towards the mint condition box. And if there's more demand or popularity for something, then it's going to command a better price. So yes, there will be a bit of a difference in price between a mint condition sealed product and a damaged sealed product. Another thing you'll quite often see is this box legit? A lot of people will be looking at maybe getting a sale. They've been sent a photo from a potential seller and they're in the market to buy a booster box off them or an Elite Trainer box or other sealed product, but most of the time it's booster boxes. And the question will always be, is this a legit box? And trust me, there are plenty of fakes out there, and there's also plenty of modern fakes. It's not just first edition base set booster boxes that are being faked or jungle booster boxes that are being faked. It's modern, and there's lots of it. And here you go, like you could buy a box of Evo Skies off, I think the website's on there, is it AliExpress? Again, no crack at the website, but this is not a legit product. You cannot buy an Evolving Skies booster box for $26. Of course you can't. Okay, when that comes, there'll be a noticeable difference. There'll be clear differences. Yes, there's probably better fakes compared to others. There's good fakes and bad fakes, but bad fakes are just bad. The coloring's off, the artwork's off, the wrapping's off, the Pokeballs are either non-existent or massive or tiny. And don't get me wrong, okay, the Pokeballs on the wrapping can and do come in slightly different sizes. So just because you have 2 Evolving Skies booster boxes side by side and you can clearly tell that the Pokeballs are a slight difference in size, doesn't mean one's fake and one's real. Okay, there can be differences inside. You'll always have the little trademark logo or copyright logo on the top right of the Pokeball or top left. Sometimes the wrapping's even flipped upside down. I think they're just general errors in printing. But you can definitely tell the fake. Sometimes even the writing on the back will not even be talking about the set that it's talking about. Like if it's Evolving Skies, it could be talking like Fusion Strike language or even Sun and Moon language. Like if you're somewhat experienced in the hobby, you should very, very easily be able to tell the difference between a fake booster box and a real booster box. There are some very good vintage fakes out there though, so just be aware of that. Okay, some more things you'll see. A lot of people will post up my investments so far. So this is my sealed investments so far. I'm just starting the journey. It's mail day today is another one, and this is what I picked up in the mail. And that's awesome to see. It's awesome to see people getting excited about joining the hobby and starting to invest in Pokemon cards. The final one you'll see, and this probably is a bit of a dig, is what is this worth? I mean, people will post like silly stuff, just a single card, what's this worth? A booster box of Burning Shadows, what's this worth? Like, so, I'm sorry, I'm being harsh and I'm picking on you, but you could just Google it. You could just eBay it. And that's generally the response and commentary you'll get from other users of the app is, hey man, do you know Google exists? You can Google this card and it'll show you prices that it's sold for. Like, I'm sorry, I'm picking on people that do that, but come on, people are better than that. You can Google what your own card's worth. If it's maybe something super rare and it's like, Tropical Island card set in a folder that you haven't seen or no one's seen for 20 years and you just got no clue, but it's been in your attic, of course, that's the sort of stuff you should post on there asking for advice around what it's worth. And people are going to be more than happy to help you, and they're probably going to go, that's awesome, man. Like, that's a sick find. You're probably sitting on a bit of a gold mine there. Anyway, that's the sort of stuff you'll see on the Pokemon investing Reddit forum. It's pretty good. Like, I'm not picking on it in any way, shape, or form. One thing I feel it used to be a little bit better at than what it is now is there used to be a fair bit more quality. This is just my thoughts and I suppose feelings more than anything, is there used to be a fair bit of quality discourse on there. A lot of the posts now, people will be quick to shut down. Hey, just go check Google. Just go do this. Okay, that's your collection. What did it cost you? I really like when a forum can get into some quality discourse and people can really discuss topics. And that's one thing I think we'd like to see, or probably the whole community would like to see a little bit more of that on there. And there is still plenty of that. Like the Evolving Skies booster box post going to 750. There's some, it's good to read. It's good to listen to other people's thoughts. There's some very experienced people that comment on there, and probably a lot of you guys that watch this are commenting on there. The moderators themselves seem, from the commentary I read, incredibly experienced, and that they've been in the hobby for a long time and been around for a long time. So credit to you guys. You've done extremely well for looking after that page. If you haven't checked it out, go check it out. Like I said, I'm not affiliated in any way, shape, or form, but go check it out. It might give you some extra tips and advice, and you might learn something of it to improve your journey. I'm Michael. This is Poke Oz, and I'll catch everyone next time.